Welcome to this guided meditation on the death of Moore's Law. I'd like you to pause, take a deep breath, and place your feet flat on the floor. Really feel your feet in contact with the ground underneath you. And when you feel comfortable, close your eyes. I wonder if you would take a moment to imagine yourself being more calm, peaceful, and focused. And as you allow your unconscious mind to naturally conjure an image of what that would feel like, consider what you know about Moore's Law. Moore's Law, that ideal concept that's been driving growth in computer capacity and microchip development over the past 50 years. We know the law states that computer processing power doubles every 2 years. Now, when you're ready, try experiencing the doubling power of Moore's Law. Breathe in for a count of 2, and then out for a count of 4. And now breathe in for a count of 8. And then out for a count of 16. Never mind, don't do that, you might pass out. But you get the idea. It keeps doubling. The growth is exponential. Now experts are finally realizing this growth cannot continue forever, and they have announced the death of Moore's Law. Focus for a moment on the peacefulness of death, the death of Moore's Law. Moore's Law will likely be dead in about 7 years, and here's why. Imagine that as CPU capacity doubles, the little transistors on the CPU must shrink so that more can fit. Now I ask you to conjure an image of a transistor in your mind. There's no right or wrong image. I have no idea what a transistor looks like. You can imagine a gummy worm or a mousetrap or a Corvette, whatever feels right to you. Now imagine your transistor getting smaller and smaller and smaller until it's the size of just 10 atoms. That's really fucking tiny. That's only 2 nanometers long. Nanometer, that's a funny word. But let's try not to get distracted by other thoughts. Now imagine your tiny transistor floating next to those 10 atoms lined up in a row. Those 10 atoms are the part of the silicon microchip your transistor is supposed to attach to. Turn your attention to those 10 atoms and notice the tiny green balls whirling around each one of them. Those are electrons. Now imagine placing your gummy worm or your Corvette or whatever your transistor looks like on top of those atoms. See how the electrons bang into it and bounce off of your transistor? They're beating the shit out of it. And now you can visualize why Moore's Law will soon die. Because when things get too tiny, electrons fuck shit up. Transistors will not work correctly when they are only 2 nanometers in size. Bringing your attention back to the present, right now transistors are about 10 nanometers. They can't get much smaller. Soon Moore's Law will be no Moore's Law. No Moore's Law. No Moore's Law. It sounds like I'm saying I don't want any more coleslaw, but I'm saying no Moore's Law. Just let it go. Let it go. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes and see the world around you with greater clarity and peace. Perhaps you can take a look at your smartphone or tablet and realize it's not going to get much smaller or more powerful than it already is. And that's okay.